Hi, this is Yavi Renee, and in this video, I'm going to speak about how isolation is preparation. Oftentimes, being a chosen one, you can't understand um, why you're in isolation. You can't understand like why everybody turned their backs at first. You can't understand why it seems like all the friends are falling off, or you just can't seem to, keep anyone around you. It's like uh, you have some type of repellent on you, or um, people just, source just take them up out of your life, and it's for a reason. Like I said, isolation is preparation. Um, Basically, source puts you in isolation so that you can be aware of yourself, so that you can see the things that that's basically holding you back, so that you can be prepared for your next timeline. So for me, I've been in isolation for about 6 years now. And during those 6 years, I didn't know what was going on. And especially at the first part of it, like when it first started with, my family turning their back on me, me being homeless, um, basically just finally realizing I'm on my own. There's not a soul to turn to. I couldn't get any help from anyone. I couldn't get anyone on the phone at this point. I was just basically all alone. And like I said before in another video, that I made a conscious decision to transition into homelessness because there was no one around, there was no one to help me. Yes, I had a job, but that didn't sustain. That couldn't hold up, what I'm saying, the weight of my situation. And so I had to make that conscious decision to basically just go to the shelter. And I did that. And not knowing that that was the next timeline of my life. And I didn't stay, like I said before, I didn't stay in homelessness long. I ended up getting an apartment. And once I got to the apartment, I didn't know what was in store for me. I didn't know that Source was bringing me to isolation. I didn't know that, I was about to really find myself and really get in tune with who I truly am. But first, you have to get those layers shedded off. You have to basically get rid of all the doctrine, all the lies that you were taught, and anything that you allowed yourself to believe, whatever perspective you saw yourself in, whatever traumas, all of that is going to shed. That is going to shed. You're basically going to be like in a cocoon when you're in isolation. That's just like butterflies. Like um, when they are working, isn't. It's gonna be times where you're gonna feel like, what am I doing? Like, what's going on in life? You're gonna have so many different emotions, but you just gotta just maintain and trust the process and stay steadfast. Because if you do, you'll learn so much about yourself. You'll look back and reflect and be like, I learned so much about myself, and not only myself, about life, about situations, about experiences. It's like you'll find a total new aspect of yourself. You'll have a different type of respect for yourself when you go into isolation. So isolation is just preparation for your next timeline. It's a blessing to be able to be in isolation. As I stated before, I've been in isolation for 6 years. And I wouldn't trade it for the world. I would never take it back, ever. I'm just going to, continue to trust the process, um, go through the storms, learn more and more about myself, learn more and more about this next version of who I'm going to be. If you don't get prepared, you know what I'm saying? That's just like you going in for war. That's just like you going in for anything. If you don't get prepared, then how can you withstand when it's time to stand up? Like, isolation isn't a bad thing. I know that it's lonely. It could get lonely. I know that, it just make you, the monkey mind just bouncing from here to there, bouncing from here to there. But once you learn to control your mind, and that's one of the things, like when you're in isolation, you learn to control the mind. And I'm not saying that you learn to, or you could, stop your thoughts. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you can choose what you're going to entertain. You can choose what you're going to attach yourself to. But that takes work, that takes practice, that takes discipline. And when you're in isolation, you can become the master of many things because there is no outside validation. There is no chatter coming from here and chatter coming from there on what you should do and all these different type of opinions. No, it's just you and source. So whenever you're called, whenever source puts you in isolation, just know that that is one of the biggest blessings of your life, because that's where you get to know yourself. That's where you get to know source, because to know the self is to know God. So once you do that, then you can step onto that next timeline. Like, okay, I've been through the storm, I've been through the cocoon, I've been through, the voices in your head telling you that you're not good enough. Now, who do you think you are that you think you're going to get past this point? Who do you think you are that you're going to impact others? You're going to have to fight through all of those demons. And you can do it, trust me. I've been in it for 6 years straight. 6 years straight. And as I said before, I will never take it back. I'll do it all over again just to be able to see my growth, just to be able to find myself and learn who I am, just to find what, some of the keys to life is. Because before I was just like a leaf blowing in the wind. Because before I was just existing. Now I know how to live in the present moment. Now I know how to handle situations. Now I know how to love me. Now I know how to navigate through life with just myself. Now I know how to go through those trials and tribulations and hard situations alone. It gives you character. It builds you. It makes you stronger. It makes you excited about life. So just know that isolation is just preparation. You can withstand it. Source is never going to put us through anything that we can't handle. Nothing is ever to break you. It's only to build you. So I just wanted to come with a message for, anyone that needed to hear this. Isolation is just preparation. It's not a punishment. It's not that you a misfit. It's not that no one wants to be around you. God, Buddha, Jesus, Allah, whatever you want to call it, source, it moved them out the way. It moved them out the way so that you could prepare, so that you could get better, so that you could get better aligned with source, so that you can depend on source, so that you can depend on you. Because those are the only two friends that you will ever have on this planet, is yourself and source. Source is my refuge. That is my only friend, and I know this from experience. So if you're in isolation right now, I just want to tell you it's okay. It's okay. Feel blessed. You're going to get to the point where you understand. You're going to get to the point where you can see the blessing. You're going to get to the point where you're going to be like, wow, this is what all of that was for. This is the reason why I had to go through that. This is the reason why I did this and I did that. Wow, I am an amazing, magnificent, radiant love being. That's all you're going to feel like Once you learn to live in the present moment, nothing else matters. And into the next video. Namaste.